In this video, we're going to solve 2026 AP Physics 1 free response question number 4. Toys X and Y are free to rotate with negligible friction about a vertical axle through the center of each toy. The upper portion of each toy has a radius R0 as shown in the side view in figure 1. A string of length L0 is completely wrapped around the upper portion of each toy. The rotational inertia of toy X is Ix, and the rotational inertia of toy Y is Iy is equal to 1 over 2 Ix. Toys X and Y are initially at rest. A constant horizontal force of magnitude F0 is then exerted on the string of each toy, which causes the toys to rotate as shown in the overhead view in figure 2. The axles of the toys remain vertical as the force is exerted on the strings. The strings do not slip as the force is exerted on the strings. When the string loses contact with the axle of toy X, the angular speed of toy X is omega X. When the string loses contact with the axle of toy Y, the angular speed of toy Y is omega Y. Part A, indicate whether omega Y is greater than, less than, or equal to omega X by writing one of the following. So you'll notice that for both toys, the torque on both toys is the same. And we know that because the same force is applied at the same radius. And since toy X has a greater rotational inertia, it's going to have a smaller angular acceleration. And we know that because of the rotational version of Newton's second law, that torque is equal to I times the angular acceleration. And so therefore, it's going to have a smaller final velocity. So omega Y will be greater than omega X. Part B, starting with the work energy theorem, or Newton's second law in rotational form, derive an expression for the angular speed omega X of toy X at the instant the string loses contact with the axle. Express your final answer in terms of L0, Ix, F0, and the physical constants as appropriate. Begin your derivation by writing a fundamental physics principle or an equation from the reference information. I'm going to solve it two ways. I'm going to start with the work energy method, and then we'll use Newton's second law method. So we'll do it both ways. Before we start, just a reminder that theta is equal to the arc length divided by the radius, and the arc length in this case will be the length of the string. So we're going to use the rotational version of the work energy theorem. Remember, the work energy theorem tells us that work is equal to the change in kinetic energy, but this is the rotational version. So we're going to state that the torque times the angular displacement is equal to 1 over 2 Ix omega X squared. We're going to substitute for torque R0, F0, and we're going to substitute for the angular displacement L0 over the R0s will cancel, and that leaves us with F0 L0 is equal to 1 over 2 Ix omega X squared. Solving for, or isolating omega X squared, we get omega X squared is equal to 2 F0 L0 over Ix, and then square rooting both sides, we get omega X is equal to square root 2 F0 L0 divided by Ix. Next, we'll solve this same problem using the rotational version of Newton's second law, which is torque is equal to I times alpha. First, we're going to substitute for alpha omega X over t, because alpha is the angular acceleration, which is the change in angular velocity divided by the change in time. And since the initial angular velocity is 0, we can just substitute omega X over t for alpha. Next, we need to relate t to omega, and we're going to do that by using the rotational version of one of the kinematic equations. So we're going to state delta theta, or the angular displacement, is equal to omega I plus omega f divided by 2 times the change in time. Because the initial time is 0 and the initial theta is 0 and the initial angular velocity is 0, we can state that theta is equal to omega X over 2 times t. Solving for t, we get t is equal to 2 times theta over omega X. And previously I showed you that theta is equal to L naught over R naught. So we can write T is equal to 2 L naught over omega x R naught. And substituting this into our equation on the left here for T, we get R naught F naught is equal to Ix times omega x times R naught divided by 2 L naught. The R's cancel out, and then solving for omega squared, because there's 2 omega x here, so we have omega x squared. That is equal to 2F naught times L naught divided by Ix. Square rooting both sides, we get omega x is equal to square root 2F naught times L naught over Ix. Part C. Justify how your derived equation in Part B is or is not consistent with your reasoning in Part A. So the difference between the two toys is that toy Y has half the rotational inertia as toy X. So we're going to use the same equation here as in toy X, but except I'm going to substitute 1 over 2 Ix for the rotational inertia of toy Y. And you'll see that in this equation, everything is the same except for this 1 over 2. So square root 1 over 2 is the same thing as square root of 2. And then everything else in here is the same as the equation up here, which I will substitute with omega x. So you can see that omega y is equal to omega x times square root 2. So this term right here, this value right here is larger than omega x. So the derived equation is consistent with the reasoning in Part A.